She looks unfazed by the dude swinging by his neck. Yeah, it almost, to me, it looks like almost she was in a trance. Should have stabbed him for extra damage. Yeah, give him a counterattack. It's my wives. All right. What if she's the bad guy? I mean, I don't think... Silent Hill doesn't like to do that. I mean, you're not necessarily like the bad guy. Usually people are drawn to Silent Hill because of trauma or to be punished for their sins or whatever. James was a shitty person. I don't know that he was the bad guy. He was a shitty individual. But like, there's not many examples. Like in Silent Hill 1, I forget the name of the main character. He's not a bad guy. Silent Hill 3, Heather is not a bad girl. Sounds weird to say instead of bad guy. Yeah, that's right. She's not a bad girl. Why the... Okay, why is it that shit like that has a different connotation, right? Like if you call somebody daddy, it's like, oh, dude, you're daddy and whatnot. But if you call a woman mommy, now it takes on like a weirder connotation. If you call some, oh, you're a bad guy. Okay, that guy is like, he's bad. But you look at somebody, you're like, you're a bad girl. And like suddenly has a different connotation. But yeah, like in Silent Hill 3, it's not the case. Silent Hill 4, it's not the case. In Silent Hill Downpour, I don't think so either. Homecoming, not really. Do different languages have different mommy lingo? Poppy, maybe? Well, Poppy's daddy, right? But like, that's the same thing, though. I mean, maybe not. Because, like, yeah, in Spanish, like, you know, you know, I guess they use terms like mamacita, papi, almost on the same level, right? That's what I say to myself when I look in the mirror. I wake up and I go, fuck, papi, how's it going? Somebody needs to put me down, dude. Somebody needs to stop me. But I mean, it could be. You missed the twist yesterday, huh? I'm not too afraid of saying spoilers. I would assume that anybody that's here right now has either played the game up to this point or doesn't really care about spoilers. If you do care about spoilers, close your ears. On our way to the school, we saw Rinko and Shu interact with each other. And before we came up, Rinko was telling Shu that he needs to pretty much accept the fact that we are dead. So we were on some kind of a track when I was like, oh, our friends must be dead. Apparently we're dead? Something happened to us, which some of the dialogue at the start of the game, I was going through editing the thing and I was like, whoa, it takes on a different fucking connotation. At the start of the game, when you're crawling between two walls, you hear two old ladies talking to each other. If they were even real old ladies, I mean, that could have just been the, you know, the Silent Hill effect. Saying like, oh, did you hear about, you know, she died, passed away, and to that family, no less, right? So I think either we are dead, or by dead, they mean that we are dead inside, because I still think our sister died. I still think our sister died. Because right here, it says that she went off because she got married and whatnot, right? But why is she scratched out like that? Even somebody who we hate, like our father, or somebody like our mom, who we lost all respect for, they are fine. Vividly drawn. We can see their faces. We can see them. Our sister is completely blacked out. At least the face is, right? And I don't think it's just because she left to get married. I think something happened to her. So maybe when she said that, like, oh, Rinko died, it's more of a, like, oh, she died inside because her sister was, like, her safety point, essentially. The only person that seemingly respected her, stood by her. So I don't know. Well, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. We also got some more to read up on here. I've always despised people who tell me how to act just because I'm a girl. She was different, though. He was the only one who ever understood me. We were perfect partners. I considered him a true companion. As we got older, the pressure from our parents got stronger even still. Even still, Shu never stopped treating me like his equal, regardless of my gender. There exist 2 Hinakos inside of me now. Whoa, wait. There exist 2 Hinakos inside me now. Shimizu Hinako, whom I have known since birth, and Hinako, a woman who is trying to steal my body from the old me. It's like an alien is trying to take over me. If this were space war, my partner should be coming to the rescue, but there's no sign of him. I don't think she means literally here. We've seen a few, I mentioned it earlier too, we've seen it a few times come up again and again, this idea of like being the perfect woman, you gotta be the perfect mother, you gotta be cooking, etc, 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 right? Like if you're, we heard a dialogue line, I think it was through one of the radios, saying that if you're not good at cooking, then what are you good for at all? You know, things like that. This pressure of like, oh, she's too manly to be a woman, right? She plays like the boys do, she doesn't act like a girl, etc, etc. So I wonder if by existing to Hina, because it's the struggle of like who she's supposed to be according to her family, her friends, and society, and who she is. I don't think this means literally there's another Hinako out there trying to steal her. Nice. Alright, well I don't like that. Also, we had a monster covered in swollen, skin-crawling mounds. As each one pulses, it spawns more and more horrors. What a vile show of life. I'd rather die than turn into a monster like this. Strange note. I'm sorry. Something urgent came up, so I can't come with you. Just trust me and continue down the path we decided. I'll get everything ready and I'll wait for you. This kind of reminds me of the start of Silent Hill 2 Remake, when you're walking down that hill and you hear a monster shambling about and some of the rocks falling down. I wonder if maybe they got inspired by that as a nice little nod, since they did say they drew a lot of inspiration out of Silent Hill 2 Remake. So I need them to start making figures of the Silent Hill F creatures. I really need them to do so. Motherfucker, dude! That actually made me Jesus fucking Christ. Oh man, that actually made me fucking jump. Holy fuck. I should have expected it, but jeez, I think that's probably the best a jump scare has ever gotten me in any of the game we've streamed so far. I was like lost in my thoughts, sitting here talking, just sprinting through, dude. Oh, fuck. That got me really fucking good. Alright, let's get back on track. So, is sexy in a horrifying way just how Silent Hill is now? Granted, I never played the games before, but I thought the sexy monster was supposed to be part... It's a part of Silent Hill in general, right? Silent Hill deals a lot with sexual topics. Whether it's coming of age, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's coming to terms with your own sexuality, or anything related to sex. It's always been a pretty prevalent topic in all of Silent Hill, and the monsters are meant to reflect that. You have different iterations of it, right? Where, like, for example, in Silent Hill 1, the nurses look different than in Silent Hill 2, and those look different than the nurses in Silent Hill 3. But they all sort of have, like, a sexy aspect to them, right? Like, for example, in Silent Hill 2, what makes him unique to James, for reasons I won't go over now, is the fact that their mouth is covered, right? They look like they have, like, a bag over their head. They have something blocking their mouth, right? All of the symbolism comes into play on the details, all right? Silent Hill 1 doesn't have as much of it because it's not like a big thing, but even the nurses here, right? They got the traditional, like, skirt and whatnot. They have, I think it's something to do with birth, right? But yeah, you have stuff like this. Even when they're not, like, full-on just like, hey, look at this, it's super sexy, you still have some, like, sexual symbolism, like from Silent Hill 3, the numb body sort of supposed to resemble sperms. You have the closers, I think they're called, that have essentially like a vagina on their hands and their face. There is the boss, the split worm, which is both, you know, foreskin and penis, plus, you know, obviously a vagina. The sexual themes have been very, very heavy throughout the entirety of Silent Hill. There's been games before where enemies kind of have a sexiness to it, like the nurses from Silent Hill 2 being the most iconic ones. But yeah, I mean, it's been something that's been running through the series as a whole, just because sex is a pretty big subject, or pretty big theme in most of the Silent Hills. And even when it's not like a predominant theme, it's still kind of like, it's kind of there. It's kind of there. That's this fucking nerd. Come here. Ooh. Oh, man. Choices. A durable axe used to chop wood. It's not the easiest weapon to wield due to how heavy it is, but it is reliable. Okay, so it is a heavy weapon. Oh man, I don't really want to replace the bat, but I really don't want to replace the sledgehammer. I'll leave it here for now. We'll come back for it if maybe we consume some durability for some of the other weapons. I think we've definitely seen it a little bit more, right? But even when we see it, it's very much on topic. Like here, obviously, as I mentioned, there's like this theme of like being the perfect woman, being feminine, being beautiful. So here we see, you know, these mannequins, these dolls, right? Being the sort of sexualized sort of aspect to it, because women are being treated like dolls, right? You're just there. You're meant to look pretty and that's it. So it's when they do stuff like that, it's very much on theme. It never feels like just gratuitous. Strange note. To whoever finds this, please immediately, there's here, I beg you, hell. Also, a small cool detail that I've noticed for a few weapons. Notice how she's holding the weapon. Watch us walk up against something. She tilts it down. That's pretty cool. Just to sort of avoid collision. I think it's a neat little touch. Apparently... See? See though? I knew it! I knew it! I've also seen somebody point out that if you wear the pink bunny outfit, in some of the cutscenes, her headband with the bunny ears will be laying down next to her, rather than having her wear it and clip through things in certain scenes, which is... it's nice. Okay, dude, that's a lot of enemies. I didn't want to trade there exactly, but that's just how it happened to go. Big boy's still around as well. Be careful of that. How far does your puke go? Okay, not incredibly far. This is gonna be the first time we have a weapon break on us. I'm curious to see how it looks. Never mind, we still have just a little bit. Okay, so if they're both heavy weapons, now I can go back. Yeah, so we can move that out of the way as well to progress onward. Yeah, let's go back and pick up the axe real quick then. You know, I had heard that weapon durability... I'm not having an issue with weapon durability in chat. You know that that's something that I absolutely hate in games. I've talked about extensively how I think weapon durability doesn't add anything to the vast majority of game that it's put into. And I think that when a mechanic is so easily overlooked, you might as well not include it, right? If it doesn't impact the game in, you know, either very positively or very negatively, if it's very middle of the road and it just doesn't do anything for the game, I don't think you should include it. But I've heard a lot of people complain about durability of weapons in this game, how you're constantly running out of weapons and how it's hard. I haven't experienced that, so I don't know if it's going to become a problem later on. I mean, we're a little past the halfway point, if I understand it correctly. So I'm curious to see why people are complaining about the weapon durability. I mean, I don't like it. I wish you could just keep the weapons you find. But I've definitely never found myself to be like, oh man, I ran out of repair kits, or oh man, I'm running out of weapons. But who knows, maybe that'll change. Something tells me Shu is not as honest as you think he might be. But what do you think of Silent Hill in general being something that you don't know a lot about, but, you know, you've seen me play a bit of 2 and a bit of this. Not that seeing a little bit of here and there is, like, enough to give, like, a full opinion on a franchise, but... I heard you off to the side. Oh, this one didn't get one-shotted. Interesting. Out of stamina. Oh, out of stamina. Oh, that's bad. Jeez, dude, the grabs do so much damage. I'm starting to think I should have just repaired the hammer. I don't know if the more covered they are with the lilies or whatever plant it is that's on them, the stronger they are. But yeah, I wonder if the hammer was better. Okay, I do want to go back to the left. There is that little spot there. Let's see if there was anything there at all. This little nook here. So there was. I think it's a really cool concept, but I prefer the setting being in... Well, I was talking about Silent Hill in general, not specifically Silent Hill F. But I do prefer the setting being an actual Silent Hill. I don't know, that just feels like something different. And again, that could be a preference made out of ignorance to the series, but I like Silent Hill being a location instead of a concept, for lack of a better word. That's fair. That is very fair. Yeah, I'm thinking I vibed with the hammer a little bit more. Using these heavier weapons does almost feel like we're playing Silent Hill 4 with the combat a little bit. Research notes on Hakokuso. I have learned from reading exotic herbology that Kakura Makakura is made by grinding up the seeds of Hakokoso, an extraordinarily rare herb. Hakokoso is notoriously difficult to cultivate as it requires a very specific environment in which to grow. Rarely found in the wild, this precious medicinal herb is so prized that it has earned itself the title of the Flower of the Gods. According to folklore, the herb can give one the ability to converse with gods, visit their lands, and even awaken dormant powers. With the manifold divine experiences this herb is rumored to provide, it is no surprise that the numerous legends talk of kings journeying to find it under the belief it holds the key to immortality. When ground, its seeds are said to smell of pigeons. I'm gonna be in trouble if I don't want. I don't think you are. I think we actually have plenty of weapons right now. See, I'm coming back here because I know the other one is gonna get up. And I don't really want to deal with two of them at the same time. I do really like the bat. I like that once you hit the halfway point with the bat, the heavy attack becomes a stab that seems to do quite a bit of damage. And the one-handed attacks become, like, faster. Although they seem to have a little bit less power in terms of stunning the enemy, obviously. Damage-wise, it seems like it's about the same. Oh. Greatly decreases the amount of stamina consumed when sprinting in fights. That's kinda neat, actually. I don't do a lot of sprinting in fights, though, I gotta be honest. The only time I'm sprinting when in combat, technically, is when I'm running away from some enemies. But outside of that, I don't actually sprint a lot in combat. Strange note. I locked our sanctuary to protect it, but don't you worry because I have the key. I'll be waiting for you at the mountain refuge. I won't let anyone or anything hurt you anymore. I'll protect you until the end of time itself. I'll stay by your side until death do us part. Mapo Sugisat. Double cheeked up on a Thursday night. This tree ain't right. The view's great, isn't it? I've always wanted to see it with you. You're probably alright if you've made it this far. But just to be sure, you're not being followed by anyone, right? This is our own private sanctuary. We don't need anyone else. Why'd they got all of them facing down with their ass up, though? Oh, man. There are so many of them. There are so many of them. You can see like some green haze in the middle of the mist. Or the fog, rather. Dude, there are so many of these. I'm running. If any of these get up, I'm running. Yeah, see? See? Any items here to pick up? Ooh. I mean, I guess that's why we got the Omamori of the horse, right? Oh, don't do this to me. Video game, please, let me... Come on now. Come on now. Metal gate key. A metal key that can be used to unlock the metal gate in the mountains. Strange note. You've come such a long way. You're doing so well. You don't need to worry about your silly old mundane world anymore. We'll break free from all of that here. Welcome to our sanctuary. The others are overjoyed to have you as a new addition. Oh, shit! Okay. Yeah, but see, this is like... Oh, fuck, this is really bad. Fuck off. Can we take out the two doll enemies by any chance? Let's do this first. Let's clear the way. And let's just avoid the enemies. As one should do in any survival work. Let me also go back here and pick this up real quick. Before I actually forget. Because that is worth quite the money. Or faith, rather. Oh, shit! I did not notice the crowbar. I'll replace the bat with it, actually. Uh-oh, it is time to run. I wonder what it is that's chasing us exactly. Oh, hello. Wrong way. Oh, we're out of stamina. Where's the gate? Yeah, we gotta loop back around, right? I don't think we can get to it from here. Let me take that real quick. Oh, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. Yeah, that almost looks like a shrine maiden. At least the garb that whatever that thing is wearing looks like one. You know, something that's interesting about whatever it is that's chasing us is that it's always pushing us in sort of the right direction. It's never chasing us away or into a dead end. It's always pushing us onward into the right direction. I think that's kind of interesting. I mean, that could just be the game proceeding as the game normally would, right? Just the means of pushing you into progression. But I think it's interesting that it's always pushing us on the way forward towards our objective. I'll happily replace the ROM. Oh man, we gotta escape the fog again. A little bit faster, Hinako. A little bit faster. Thank you. Whoa. Heyo. The fucking cutscene cutting in like that jump scared me. I thought I was about to get attacked. I think that's her sister, dude. I'm telling you, dude. I called her right at the start of the game. I'm telling you, our sister died. That is our sister, dude. I'm calling it right here, right now. Let's do this now. Break you down, Kersey. I cannot. I'm getting into work, then it's culture time. I shall await. What if I go back now, though? Lifting the pallets like a reverse DVD. Well, it's actually like DVD. There's a perk in Dead by Daylight that allows you to lift drop pallets. So you can drop them again. So I decided to mix two different leftovers I had in my fridge, and I gotta say, fried kibesa mixed with lo mein is fucking delicious. I mean, it's sausage and noodles. Hell yeah! We can backtrack, but not by much. Fried labia. Who knew that Nightingale was actually Tom Sawyer? Or, sorry, Bubba Sawyer. Sam was in bed, already stayed up an hour longer than I should have done. No worries, dude. Appreciate you ruining your sleep schedule for me. Thank you for stopping by, and we shall see you around. Take care. Fried labia sounds very Silent Hill. Yeah, I guess so. Whoa. Discovered the 1,000-year-old cedar. Yeah, we saw the divine tree being mentioned earlier. Regarding the legend of the sacred sword, it is said that Ebisugaoka was a hidden village that once served as refuge for defeated soldiers of Taira clan. Unfortunately, evidence to support this tale has yet to be found. Still, Ebisugaoka shares many cultural similarities with those of the other hidden villages, and it is my belief that this tale is true. According to other local legends, the soldiers who fled here vowed to exact revenge upon the Minamoto clan and to restore the Taira clan to its former glory. Upon swearing this oath, they buried the sword of their deceased leader at the base of the great tree that serves to protect this land. It'd be a historical breakthrough if we could find that sword. Protective ancient tree that guards the legendary sacred sword. Did they manage to trick into playing a Zelda game? God, I hope not. I mean, nothing wrong with playing a Zelda game, but I hope not. Sakuko says that the customs of putting old tools to rest is called the Tsukumogami faith. During the course of history, it somehow fused with the Inari faith. making it a special religious view of Ebisugaoka. The only shrine in town, Senensugi Shrine, was, as its name suggests, worshipping 1,000-year cedar as its divine tree. After living to see 1,000 years, it was praised as divine. And then, once the divine tree turned to ash, it was time to worship the next oldest thing. Sakuko reckons that it just so happened to be the moss-covered Inari statue. That's right. That's right. It was struck by lightning, I believe. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Forgotten Shrine. I heard once that there was a shrine in shambles near Shu's house, but I never knew it was here. Shu told me back then that there's treasure at the roots of the divine tree or something. Sakuko once told me that this place is where the real Senensugi Shrine is. I mean, I also don't know what they mean by too anime. From a visual perspective, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty stupid comment to be like, this is too anime. It's not styled like an anime. It doesn't 100%... It is not 100% reminiscent of an anime. There's some elements of it, but that's just because how they write stuff. Let's also not forget that one of the people behind this game is Ryukishi 07, who has done visual novels and stuff like that. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know? I guess people see Japanese characters wearing Japanese uniform, and I guess their only connection to this type of stuff is anime? I don't know, that's weird. That's a weird point to make. This game is too anime. What the fuck does that mean? Ew. I think, okay, here's what I think. With Silent Hill not taking place in Silent Hill, it being Japanese, I think the issue stems that people are not willing to move the fuck on. That's what I think it is. People played a handful of games that are like this, and now it evolved into this, and they're not happy with it. It doesn't matter what they would have done with this game, I think people would just not have been happy with it. I mean, the game has still got really good scores. I mean, 85 on Metacritic is nothing to scoff off at. The majority of people seems to be enjoying the game. Like, this is a good game. So I think when people bitch and moan, it's a minority, right? Because, again, 85 on Metacritic, that's fucking solid. Now, that said, there are legitimate complaints about this game. I don't think this is a perfect game. And again, it's if you don't like this game, if you played this and you're like, you know what, I just don't vibe with it, I don't like it, that's fair. That's valid. You don't have to like every game. You know, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It is what it is, you know? If you just don't like it, you just don't like it. We talked about this before. Even if a game is good, you can dislike it. Some people will never be happy unless they're miserable. Honestly, that's very true. I feel like some people legitimately wake up and think to themselves, what can I be mad about today? There's a side of the gaming culture that's mega toxic. It's always been there, but with social media, they've had a voice now. And it sucks. I think the best thing to do is to ignore it. You know, I've tried to do a little bit of growing up myself. I used to do a lot of bitching. Right? If you've been following me for a while, you know that I used to rant a lot. I used to complain a lot. I used to bitch a lot. I used to get a little upset whenever a game was doing things that I didn't like. I have tried my best over time to completely scrap that. Nobody tunes in to watch me bitch about a game. Nobody tunes in to know my opinion on a game. Nobody gives a shit. I'm not a game reviewer, right? So I have tried to just enjoy shit. It's worked fucking wonders. I mean, sometimes I just don't enjoy things. But it just simply trying to enjoy stuff rather than going into it thinking that I'm like some kind of critic has helped me a ton. Even not overlook, but just deal with some of the more annoying parts of certain games. And it's helped me enjoy games that maybe otherwise I would have just sat down and done nothing but bitching about. And I think more people need to do that. More people need to go into shit with the mindset of like, I want to like this. I'm gonna have fun. If I don't like it, it is what it is. You know? Like, it's things like that. I think people just need to get over themselves. Play a game. Go into it with a positive mindset. Not everything is the worst thing ever. Not everything is the best thing ever. Sometimes it's okay to just have an okay experience. Sometimes it's okay to play a game and not think it's the best ever and not think it's the worst ever. Go into it. Just try to enjoy the experience. Don't try to critique everything. And if you like it, cool. And if you don't like it, that's cool too. That's fine. After finishing the game, I have less complaints than I originally had. I plan on playing New Game Plus though. I won't say why, but I plan on it. I can't watch New Game Plus playthroughs, not even just due to endings. Well, from my understanding, they've added new stuff, right? So there's like new little bits and things that you can find, which I'm assuming are tied to endings and stuff like that. So I plan on doing a couple of New Game Plus playthroughs as well. I want to get all the endings. I might even, depending on how I feel when I get to the end of the game, I might even want to platinum it. Or get all the achievements or whatever, right? It won't happen for a little bit because we got our thing going on with October, right? But the very first cutscene alone changes. That's cool. I like when games add new game, like stuff to New Game Plus. I've said this before, even though, for example, Dark Souls 2 is my least favorite of the Souls game, it's something that I highly, highly respect that they did, that they actually changed stuff. Because I think New Game Plus should be a new experience, if possible. It doesn't have to be a completely new experience, but some added changes are very nice. I really dislike that most games, New Game Plus is just, here's the game, but harder. Or in some cases, nothing changes at all, and it's just the same game, except now you have a bunch of new items. So it's nice when games throw you into New Game Plus, but new stuff actually happens. I appreciate that quite a bit. That's a lot of capsules. Front door keys to Shu's house. Oh, look at that. It's got a little UFO. The key to Shu's house looks like it's been left there, stained with dirt from Shu's long days of growing herbs. Hinako began complaining of headaches in middle school. When I tried pinpointing the root cause, things always seemed to come back to stress arising from her poor relationship with her father. In other words, she's suffering from tension headaches. So I wonder if that note that we found like at the very beginning of the game, where it was a doctor's note talking about like, oh, you're damaging your teeth because you're grinding them and whatnot, or rather you're getting headaches because you're grinding. I wonder if it's because of this, because usually people grind their teeth in their sleep and stuff like that, like in relation to stress, I believe. I first recommended that she uses over-the-counter medicine, but soon she started asking for them more and more often. Oh, Hinako was getting addicted to her medicine. I don't like the thought of Hinako developing a reliance on such drugs, so I switched her to traditional Chinese medicine that uses kudzu root and peony, as it should put less of a strain on her body. That said, I know the real reason she comes around so often. It's just because she's looking for medicine, but for a place to air her grievances about her father. She isn't just because she's looking for medicine. As my grandmother always said, you can greatly improve the flow of someone's chi simply by listening to their troubles and empathizing with them. Hinako was thrilled with the medicine I gave her and said it worked wonders, but the truth is that it wasn't the medicine alone. I want to hear out all of her problems and concerns. I mean, that's my job as her partner, right? Man, this game is so fucking good looking. Like, even something like this, you know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm glazing the fuck out of this game, and I know that, like, a bunch of other games do this stuff as well. Like, I'm not saying, like, the game is unique in doing this, but, like, the attention to detail, I think, is well done. I think it's not even just the detail. It all feels, like, realistic in the way everything is laid out. How everything is not perfectly straight, right? How you got some of the leaves and shrubbery coming in from the outside, since this is like, you know, a little shed and whatnot. The way everything is laid out. Just everything about this game, the way the assets are placed, the way the game looks, the atmosphere. This game is so nice, dude. It's such a nice game to look at. I've seen a lot of people complaining that this doesn't take place in Silent Hill, but it kind of does. This is some of the culture stuff I wanted to tell you about. The Hegan flowers have different names, even fox candle, fox fan, darker things like corpse flowers. Some places have names for it in Japanese that doesn't translate very well into English, but there's an area in Japan that uses a specific name for the flower. Oh my god. Don't tell me. The name was the Loud Mountains. The specific name they give the flower in this, I've seen a rough translation where it says road something flower. There's a big connection to Japanese Buddhism that makes me think it might be guiding road flower, or maybe road to salvation. Road to the afterlife flower, maybe. The prefecture that uses the name, Shizuoka Prefecture. Shizu translates to calm or silent. Oka translates to hill. Oh my god. I mean, while that's probably what they did, the game still doesn't take place in Silent Hill. I'm not saying it's a valid complaint, but like that's a lot of that's a lot of hoops to jump through to be like, no, this place isn't Silent Hill. But that's a cool connection, though. That's a cool connection. Yeah, the game is really good. Seems like the community's kind of split on this one, on whether it's a good game or a bad game. Some people call it the best Silent Hill, some people call it the worst Silent Hill. I think it's solid. Right now, for me, it's a solid 7 out of 10. It's been a very enjoyable experience. Overall. I think I'll pick it up next check. I recommend it. Don't open that door, dude! Oh, shit! Oh, fuck! Dude, I told you not to open the door, man!